everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be taking a look at some news that kind of rocked the Arcane fandom.
Yeah.
Which is that Season 2 is going to be the last season of Arcane.
Big surprise.
Yeah, it seemed kind of out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Arcane, for those who don't know, is this, like, hugely popular show.
Global phenomenon.
Yeah, it was visually stunning. It's got a really big story. It ties into this massive world of League of Legends.
Yep.
Which is, for those who aren't familiar, it's one of the most popular online games, like, in the world, and has this, like, incredibly deep backstory.
Yeah, one of the biggest esports, too.
So you would think that, you know, a show like this would just run and run and run.
Yeah, you'd think they'd milk it for all it's worth.
And yet they're ending it on Season 2. So
yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Well, the interesting thing here is that this wasn't like some network decision, you know? Like, they didn't get canceled. Oh, okay.
This was a planned ending.
Wow.
From the very beginning.
Okay.
So it's less like a, you know, some never-ending TV series and more like a really well-structured novel.
Interesting.
You know, where there's a clear beginning, middle, and end.
I see. So they always envisioned it as like this kind of contained story.
Exactly like a finite story.
That's really different from how most shows operate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you rethink, you know, how we look at successful shows.
Right. Like, we assume success means just like keep it going as long as possible.
Keep cranking them out.
But this is saying maybe that's not always the best approach.
Right. Maybe there's something to be said for knowing when to end a story.
So, like, from a creative standpoint, how would you say that actually benefits?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
When you have a finite story, you know, with that clear beginning, middle, and end, every single beat, every character choice, every plot twist, it all builds to a specific point.
It's all contributing to this, you know, really impactful finale.
It's about, like, maximizing the impact rather than just stretching it out.
You're not just trying to, you know, drag things out for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think about some of my favorite books that I've read. You know, the ones that have that perfect ending? You close the book and you just, like...
satisfied.
Yeah, you just feel like...
like the story reached its full potential.
It's complete.
And, you know, if it had gone on any longer, it might have just ruined it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that feeling of like, oh, they just added stuff because they had to.
Exactly. And that seems to be what the creators of Arcane were trying to avoid. You know, they really wanted to tell a complete story, a powerful story, without succumbing to what we call franchise fatigue.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So, you know, imagine a show that just goes on and on and on. And eventually it just loses that initial smark, you know?
Loses its magic.
Yeah. It starts to feel repetitive. It gets stale. And then the fans end up disappointed.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some examples.
Oh, there are plenty out there.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Everyone talks about how...
the last couple seasons just felt rushed, like they were trying to wrap things up too quickly.
Yeah.
Or The Walking Dead.
Ooh.
You know, that show just went on, and it...
yeah, they lost the plot.
kind of lost its way.
So, I mean, this is pretty bold then. If they're, like, prioritizing the quality of the story.
Yeah, I think it shows a real commitment to their vision, you know, rather than just trying to milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we respect the story enough to give it a proper ending.
A proper ending.
And what I think is really interesting is they're trying to give each character like a satisfying arc within this limited time frame.
Yeah, that's a huge undertaking.
It's incredibly ambitious.
It is, and it really raises the question of, you know, how do you balance those ambitions with the expectations of the fans?
Yeah, especially with a fan base as passionate as...
especially with League of Legends fans. They are...
oh, yeah.
diehard.
They know this world inside and out.
They have their favorite characters.
Yeah, and everyone wants their favorite to have, like, the perfect ending.
It's a tough balancing act for sure.
It really is.
But, you know, it also makes you think, like, think about your favorite character from season 1.
Okay.
How might their story feel more complete, more meaningful, knowing that the creators always had this endpoint in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, you know, they weren't just making it up as they went along.
Exactly. There was always a plan.
Yeah.
And everything was leading towards that plan.
So it's like all the choices they made in season 1 actually had, like, more weight.
Exactly. They were more intentional.
Yeah, because they knew where they were ultimately going.
They weren't just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks.
Right. It's almost like the finite nature of the story allows for, like, more deliberate character development.
Absolutely.
Nothing feels extraneous.
Right.
Or just added to fill time.
It's all there for a reason.
I mean, from what we've seen, these creators are walking a tightrope here.
They are. It's a tough position to be in.
You know, they obviously deeply respect the fans.
Yeah.
But they also understand that they need to stay true to their own creative vision. Even if it means, making choices that might not please everyone.
Yeah, you can't please everybody.
Right. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And that's got to be tough when you're dealing with, millions of fans who all have their own opinions.
And who are all very vocal about those opinions.
Right. Exactly.
But, even though Arcane is ending, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the League of Legends world on screen.
Okay.
There have been some hints that other stories, other champions from that lore might be explored in the future.
Oh, so this is just one story.
Yeah.
In this.
Exactly. It's just one chapter.
Much bigger world.
Right.
Okay, so this is more of a see you later than a goodbye. I like that. But, I mean, circling back to Season 2, it sounds like we're in for quite a ride.
Yeah.
Knowing that they planned this ending all along. I feel like it sets the stage for something really special.
I think it has the potential to be a really epic and emotionally resonant finale.
And their dedication to quality over quantity, it just makes me really excited to see what they do.
It's a good sign.
Absolutely.
It shows that they're not just, phoning it in.
Right. They're really putting a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, they're crafting something special.
It's like they're saying, okay, this is the ending we've always wanted to tell. Let's make it count.
And that makes you wonder, knowing this was the plan all along, does it change how you view Season 1?
Oh, that's a good question.
Were there hints or foreshadowing that we might have missed the first time around?
Oh, it almost makes me want to go back and rewatch it.
Right.
With fresh eyes.
Yeah, see if there are any clues.
Yeah, exactly. And for our listeners out there, if you haven't already, diving into this League of Legends lore itself, I mean, it's a treasure trove of information.
Oh, it's massive.
So many stories.
So many characters.
So many champions.
Yeah, you never know what connections you might find.
You never know what you might discover.
Exactly.
It's all out there waiting to be explored. So yeah, go check it out. And we'll be back soon with another deep dive. Until then, happy exploring.